Okay, hello once again. I'm going to show you now how to keep the fermented veggies going, and I'm going to change it up all the time. Now, I've already went ahead and cut everything here just to speed up the process, but what's really quick is that we've already got the brine. I'm using my old, and you can see the veggies in there, all the material at the bottom. That jar is pretty much empty. And you can see this one here, it's still got some in it, but the brine is still there. You just keep using the brine over and over and over again. And you'll notice that the top of this brew has the bacteria culture on it, because I haven't touched this one in a while, and you can see how and once you mix it up a little bit, it all congeals together. But this is really, you know, some of the best ways to terrain modify your gut wall with a constant flow of good bacteria, and it's super cheap to do. So let me show you how we're going to do it this time. We're going to do mushrooms. I wanted to show you the mushroom that I did here. These mushrooms come from the Hamakua Coast. They come from a person that do them all organic. You can use any type of mushroom that you wish, and I just cut them up into pieces like that. We're going to, you know, throw them in here, but we'll throw half of the mushrooms, half of everything I've got on the table here in each of the jars. But you can see here, let's go over my veggies that I got. I've got some purple onions. Like I said, we're going to split these up in the jars. We've got some broccoli, and you can see this broccoli's a little old. Doesn't matter, okay? Broccoli's not as green as it should be, but it's good for my fermented veggies. And now, these are really super good. These are like little Japanese cucumbers. And if they're straight, I just cut them like this, like pickles. And if they're crooked, I cut them in half and then make smaller amounts. They're really good because they're crunchy. And they're already crunchy before I even ferment them. Now, we're going to do squash this time. Like I said, I'm going to do squash. I'm doing mushrooms, broccoli, variety of different cucumbers. And this is a squash. I'll show you what it looks like. These we grow here, but you can use any type of squash. This thing's like 6 months old, and it's still just as good as it was the day we took it off the vine. So I also like to, you know, the shells, everybody, they throw away. They're super good. Wash them. They're not bitter, and you can use pumpkin squash, you can use any acorn squash, butter squash, spaghetti squash, they all work. Okay, green peppers, and I also have a jalapeno that I'm going to put in here too. I'm going to put in a half a lemon in each of these guys, and just squeeze it in here, and then I'll take out all the, you know, the brine too out of the lemon. I'm going to make it so also all the inside stuff that's right there, I'm going to squeeze that out with a spoon. This is turmeric. And turmeric is really good if you can get it fresh, but most likely you can't. So use, strong. Use only about a half a teaspoon of turmeric though. We have the cold processed turmeric, and this makes it more medicinal. If you don't want it medicinal, then don't use the turmeric. But the turmeric, if you use the pieces like this, these pieces, they all sink to the bottom. So at the end of your brine there, you're going to get all these turmeric. You can either leave them in, okay, or the best way to use is the powder, because the powder, you mix it up, and it just goes through the whole thing, and you get a little bit at a time. And these are Bok Choy. So I cut off the tops of the Bok Choy. I'm going to put those in there too. And these are super crunchy. I'm just going to have one like this. Bok Choy, mini Bok Choy. And I'm going to put also some sea lettuce in. And the sea lettuce is super good to put in. You can see what it looks like. It's just lettuce. And it's got a super good flavor. And I'll usually layer the sea lettuce in there. At the end of our mushroom, cucumber, squash, bok choy, turmeric, fermented veggies. And also, to end this off, I always like to put in some flavor, some toasted sesame seed oil, And you can also use any type of seasoning you want. But whatever, you know, floats your boat. You can also put in some blue green algae. You can also put in some spirulina too. That's really good too. So that's my next version. And what I like to put in there also is sometimes some hot mustard gives it a good flavor. But the best thing I like to put in is I like it spicy, so I'll usually put in a habanero chili, cut it apart, break the seeds out, and just mix it inside there. And it just the whole thing gets spicy. You don't even have to have get a chili or so. Okay, that's it. Real quick, let's just show you my my smorgasbord here. Mushrooms, purple onions, broccoli, Japanese cucumbers, regular cucumbers, sea lettuce, squash. These are the broccoli stem. You can see that's the whole stem. I just cut it up. Half a lemon in each one. Bell peppers, you can use anything. Turmeric, bok choy, and here's the bok choy leaves. Okay, that's it. Have a good time, and I'm going to eat this, probably be ready in maybe about 2 days. I'll start eating it. So it doesn't take long, and it'll last actually the years. And if you like it cold, put it in the refrigerator. Doesn't hurt it, but I like to go ahead and brew it outside of the refrigerator first for at least a couple of weeks, and then it gets the bacteria so they grow. Because when you put it in the refrigerator, the bacteria, remember, they slow down, they get more dormant with refrigeration or with any cold. So it's nice to have about 75 to 80 degrees. Then they really grow. Okay, there you go. It's fermented veggies. We're probably on our 4th video on the fermented veggie series. So if you haven't seen the other ones, go see them, because I don't want to repeat the same things twice. So I just wanted to show you how easy it is to refill your veggies and keep them going. All right, aloha and mahalo, as they'd say in Hawaii.
Important reminder: all information and ideas are for informational purposes only and are in no way intended as medical advice or as a substitute for medical counseling. Earthshift Products, Dr. Robert Cassar, all of their partners, affiliates, and subsidiaries will not be held accountable for the use or misuse of the information presented therein. This information is not intended as medical advice. The authors, publishers, and speakers of this work are not medical doctors and do recommend the use of mineral-deficient foods, drugs, or medicines to achieve beauty and to alleviate health challenges. Because there is always some risk involved, all persons involved with the development and distribution of this information are not responsible for any adverse effects or consequences of any kind resulting from the use or misuse of any suggestions or procedures described on our website or Earthshift Live radio talk show or therein.